And welcome once again to Investor's Edge. I'm Gary Culp. I'm your host. Hey, thanks for being with us today. Glad you're here, ladies and gentlemen. Happy that you are listening. It's Tuesday, August 5th, 2025. Hope you're having a good day. I'm having a good day, except yesterday I did some serious leg work, squats, leg extensions and all that. And boy, oh boy, am I sore today from pelvic area on down. Quads, you name it, I got it. But anyway, serious talk on everything that affects you. We'll do the markets, the economy, your job, your industry, tariffs, communism. You know what I titled today's show? Communism sucks. That's what I titled today's show, and I'll explain in a couple of minutes. And if you do not, by the way, anything that matters, we'll cover it. And sometimes things that don't matter, but if you really think about it, do matter. Like the nut jobs and this jeans advertisement. It actually matters. Now, if you don't get this radio show in your city, we'll post it at GaryK.com. We'll also post it on the X feed. And if you don't follow us on X, you should. And if you'd like to email us, just be nice. We'll also put it on the Biz TV YouTube. You know, I watched this morning. You ever hear this Mr. Beast? Mr. Beast? So I've been studying these YouTube people and all these influencers that have got these bazillions. Do you know how he started out? He was 13 years old and he went on YouTube and counted to 100,000. That's how he first started out. Anyway, you know what I love about the guy? He's doing good things. He's got, a bazillion followers, and he's doing things for the environment. He's doing things for people in need. I love this guy. I'm studying him a little bit because when I quit all this, I got some ideas in mind, but it needs full time. And you know, you should also be studying. Do you know how many people out there have gone from poor to wealthy beyond their means just because of putting up videos and like educational stuff and exercise videos? I've been seeing this other guy on Instagram, the Yes Chef, just trying out food across the world. He's done his own festivals where thousands of people show up. It's amazing to watch. For all of you that hate your jobs, don't like what you do, and investigate all this. There's just a ton of people out there that have changed their lives because they have a passion and they don't know how to convey it. You get out there and convey it. Anyway, I titled the show Communism Sucks because, by the way, and if you don't think this matters, I can't help you. You could have a communist running New York City. He's winning the election. He's a communist. And I don't say that as a pejorative. He is a communist. He believes that everything should be shared. You should not. He wants to get rid of private property. He said it. He wants to control the means of production. He wants government to own the supermarkets. I'm not kidding. He does not want billionaires. He thinks there shouldn't be any. Just remember, it used to be millionaires until they became millionaires, so they had to change it to billionaires. He's going to win. New York City. And the amazing thing, he hates Jews, but he's leading by 17 points in the polls on the Jewish vote. And why do I bring this up again today? Because Elizabeth Warren, senator from what, Massachusetts, is backing him. Now, we already knew that Elizabeth Warren was a control freak, and who you can call a socialist, Marxist, whatever you want to call her, and corrupt to boot, and very wealthy now on $180,000 salary. She stood with him and backed him. That's another senator. They're coming out. They're all showing their stripes. Now, interesting enough, a bunch of powerful Dems are not behind him, but they're not against him. They're not endorsing, but they're not against. And you may think, oh, well, it's New York City. Well, it is New York City. And here's what's going to happen. I'll tell you straight up front because I predicted it in all these other areas. The billionaire is going to tell him to go F himself if he wins. And they're going to domicile themselves in other states or other places. That's for starters. They're going to lose those taxes. That's for starters. Police are going to quit. They don't want to work for this guy. He hates them. He's called them racist. He's called the police racist. Queer haters, I believe he said the word. This guy is nightmarish, and he's going to be running New York City. He's winning, which is somewhat stunning, but he's going to win. And what's the next part of the equation? Imagine if these people get real power, the country. We're screwed. These people are nuts. They're control freaks. They're power-hungry, mad, psychopathic control freaks. God only knows the damage that they are going to do. They claim everybody else is dictators, but they define it. So we just want to let you know communism sucks. And as she was speaking, Elizabeth Warren, he had this smile on his face. Smile. We move on. I want to start out with fig. What the heck is a fig? Well, there is a symbol in the market now, fig, like the fig Newton. And it's just a little warning shot to the peeps, because you know what we do first and foremost here is we want to protect capital when all hell is breaking loose, or when I see something sticking out like a sore thumb. And as you know, throughout the years, we have protected the heck out of you. Not just with, oh, avoid this area, avoid that area, avoid this area, avoid that area. Not just when we say bear markets, the average stock will drop 70%, average leading stock, and that happened in 22. Not with when we tell you to avoid oils and oils go into our own private bear market. But the big stuff, the ones you can really lose a lot of money on. Just recently we have warned you about, and I don't know how it happens, you got a bunch of these Hong Kong and China stocks that have come out with no sales. And they run up, and I'm going to give you one that just happened. Symbol PTHL. So I gather it came out, and it never traded, just never traded. And it was in the $4 or $5 area. And then in June, it goes up to 20 out of nowhere in 2 days. Drip, 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 up to $32. This was just a few days ago. It closed on July 28th at $30.96. The next day, it finished at $1.65. And more importantly, to make matters worse, if you owned it and did not sell on July 29th, it stopped trading early in the day at $27.84 and it opened up at $3.45. Now, if this was the only one, I would just, I'd still tell you, but there's been about 7 or 8 of these that just stopped trading and opened up 90% down. And again, for the life of me, I have absolutely no clue what's driving the bus on them. I just know the bus is out there. Up next, we'll put a bow tie on it. Much more. This is the one and only Investor's Edge. So, we've also warned you, but have used the same terminology. We don't know when it ends or how high they go. But we've warned you about quantum stocks and nuclear stocks, and some of them have already been trashed, but some of them keep going. And then we use the line, if nothing changes. In other words, when the music stops, when the froth goes bye-bye, if a company has no sales and you got a $10 billion market cap, it's going to drop 90%, if not more. And how do we know this? Because we've studied every bull and bear market. We know what happens to companies with no sales when the froth goes. And of course, there's the fad stocks. We warned you about Beyond Meat when it was going crazy. We warned you about Rivian when they opened that up with a $180 billion market cap with no sales. And the market cap was almost as much as GM and Ford put together, even though GM and Ford had $260 billion in sales. Sometimes it's just sore thumbs. So I have also just noticed recently we've had some hot initial public offerings. We've had some hot ones. But I've also noticed another little dynamic. When the music stops, they get sandblasted. And I just want you to be careful. And what causes it? Hype, noise, whatever. So the latest one is this Figma, F-I-G. I believe, don't quote me on this, but I think it was in the 30s, an IPO. And they opened it up like at 100 and closed the first day at 115. The next day it hit a high of 143, closed at 123. Oh, by the way, that was Friday. It's $78. Friday it was 143, today it's 78. And we didn't predict this. I'm just letting you know we're seeing more of this. Oh, and by the way, anybody who bought in the aftermarket now is losing money. So just be a little bit wary of these IPOs. By the way, 10 years from now, the biggest winners are going to be some of the IPOs from today. Not the ones that are coming out with asinine, ASA 10, and ASA 11 valuations, though. So just letting you know we're seeing a little bit of that. If you have a chance, you can get a chart up of FIG, and you'll see it's been trading for 1, 2, 3, 4 days and had a low of 85, a high of 143, and it's at $78 right now. And I don't even want to get into what they do. I'm just letting you know the mechanisms that are happening right now. That's all. Next, gold miners. We mentioned to you yesterday that the GDX was right there ready to break out, was up 2.75%, did edge above that range today. The gold miners have broken out even though the gold has not. Now, normally, we're giving you the word normally, when the miners are outperforming the gold, that's usually bullish as all heck. We'll see. Gold has not broken out, and we just probed it a little bit ago, and we stopped out once it broke the 50-day like the smart people do. And, of course, it's right back above the 50-day. What can I tell you? Small losses. So the gold miners, and there's about 5 or 6 of them that are new yearly highs at least. I also want to mention there continues to be money flows in the housing-related areas. I'm pretty sure that has to do with the fact, this is my opinion, there is no doubt that they're going to lower rates at the September meeting, whenever that is. Whether or not that sticks or not, I have no idea. But we're just letting you know you're getting money flows. If any of you read the book Secrets of Profiting in Bull and Bear Markets by Stan Weinstein, he has the stage analysis. I'm letting you know that probably you've gone from stage 1 into early stage 2 in the housing and housing related names. Whether or not they really go into stage 2, that's the big ascending, is another story. Jury will still be out. So I wanted to mention that also. Next. Look how I'm going through all these things. I'm just letting you know some ass clown put out a rumor today that Berkshire Hathaway and Warren Buffett is looking at United Health or maybe buying United Health, and United Health was up $10 today, which is about 65 Dow points. And let me be clear, I don't know if it's true or not. But if somebody knows something and they're putting it out as a rumor, they're an ass clown. And if they buy it based on inside information, they're going to be a jailed ass clown. We hate these people. Hate's a big word. We dislike these people. We save our hate for the politicians and our bad sports owners of our favorite teams. Hate and loathe. I like loathe better. L-O-A-T-H-E. I like that word. So I wanted to mention that just in case you saw it was up $10 today. How's that? Okay. Next. Whew. Earnings movers. Can I say holy crap? Both sides, down and up. Just a big wow to earnings movers. You ready? AXON up $123 today to $867, 16%. This is, what do they got? Weaponry and stuff like that. Just for starters. How about BR Broadridge up 7%, or BWXT up 18%, $27 to 182. Palantir was up $12 to 172. I can continue, but you get my point, right? How about Lemonade? LMND up 11, 29%, almost $48 on a 60-cent loss, because you got to lose money these days to go up big in price. But the sales growth was pretty good. How about Tidewater? In a very rough and tough oil sector, was up 29% today on a surprise earnings report, though sales were only up 1%. It was up $14 to 63. Wild. And there's a bunch more that had really good moves, not just today, but in the days past. But, again, and as we warn, and as we tell you, it's earnings roulette, and you just don't know. Because Gartner Group was down 27% today to $92. How about something called Oddity, down 22%, down 16 to 57, or Kyndryl Holdings, down almost 8 to $29 or 21%, or Vertex Pharmaceuticals, a past leading biotech, down $97 to $374, or something called Graham Court, down 18%, or Shift for Payments, symbol FOUR, down 15% to 86, or Voyager Tech, recent IPO, down 6 to 34. Catching my drift? Up next, do a few more of those, then the final numbers, and whatever else. Thanks for being here. I'm Gary. This is the one and only Investor's Edge. And welcome once again to Investor's Edge. As I was saying, Palomar Tech down 15% today. Adtran down 15% today. Shoals Technology 13%. Cenis Tech down 13%. Hims and Her Health, which has been kind of a crazy stock, down 12%. McGraw-Hill, didn't even know it was trading, 12%. TransDigm down $192 or 12%. Zebra Tech down $38 or 11%. There's the Figma down another 10% today. That's just a few. I got a bunch more down between 5 and 10% today. And by the way, we're not saying bearish, bullish, bullish, bearish. We're just saying just a lot of jello moving on the plate, kids, both up and down off of earnings reports. And we're being very wary of extenuated moves both sides, both ways, because too far down tend to bounce and too far up tend to come down. And I've noticed today they opened up a few things hot and they slammed the living heck out of them. I noticed something like a Silicon Labs. Don't worry about what they do. But they opened it up and finished down 5%, was down 10. Got to just be careful because you don't know throughout the earnings day. But the Dow was down 62 today, even though United Health was finally at an up day, up 10. And I'm pretty sure it was on that rumor. Pretty sure. S&P worse, down 30, and the NASDAQ down 137, down 170. So I want to put little pieces of the puzzle together. We had some good distribution into Friday, and we woke up yesterday into a gap to the upside and a strong day, and now had a little bit of a rough day. Here's your Gary's guess. I think we got some backing and filling, sitting and shucking and jiving and all that stuff right now. That's my guess. I'm thinking that little top was put in place. Probably going to be something for right now, though. As we said, money flows into utilities. Money flows into the housing and housing related. Symbols like BLD, which was up $20 today on their earnings, or LGIS, a home builder, up $4.70 to almost $60 on their earnings. That type of stuff. So a little bit of movement going on right now. I don't know to what extent. I will tell you, we lopped a few things off, stopped out of a couple of things, misplayed a thing or two also. And when I use the term misplayed, it just means I got stopped out. But I think maybe we're going to get a little bit of, I'm not going to say headwind, I just think maybe a little stall, notwithstanding big earnings reports or bad earnings reports. And again, for the record, just some really extenuated moves. In the aftermarket of note of import, I've got AMD down a whopping $2.50 in the aftermarket as I speak on earnings. But I also noticed something like an Upstart closed at 82. It's down $10 to 72 and change. This is one of those wimpy companies. I'll pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today. I think this buy now, pay later, the rooms to go loans. Boy, oh boy, I wonder. I gather some of the greatest shorts in history would be these buy now, pay later loan companies when we go into a recession. I got to figure these stocks get mauled. And by the way, Upstart went from 400 down to 15 in the bear market. Just letting you know. And by the way, I'm not ripping the companies. I'm just letting you know this buy now, pay later society we're kind of getting into. I'm a Dave Ramsey kind of guy. I have credit cards, but I never pay interest. I'm always paying them off. And I just know there's a lot of people that are neck deep that can't pay their cards, and they're ending up paying 30%, you know. By the way, AMD, I got it now down $7 in the aftermarket. I don't know what they've said, but the stocks had a good move up. We'll see. And it's down $10 for the day overall. Not the leader of the group. We'll see if it knocks anything down tomorrow, if this continues. Remember, they report earnings, then they go into a conference call and all that crap. I'm also noting that Super Micro closed at 57. I got it at 48, so that's getting smacked also. So a couple of little things getting hit, which takes me to something else I would like to be a little bit louder on. You ready? The S&P 500. There's 500 stocks. Equal weighted means that each stock is worth the exact same thing going up or down. And they actually have an equal weighted ETF, the RSP. That means NVIDIA is worth on a move just like the 500th biggest name. And then you have the not equal weighted. We're just letting you know. We're just letting you know. $493 stocks in the S&P are 64% of the S&P 500. 493 stocks. 7 are 34%. They better keep these 7 happy. How about that? NVIDIA, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Meta, Broadcom, and Google. And I include Google. They have 2 classes, and I totaled them up. Those 7. Those 7 make up 34% of the S&P and 64% of the NASDAQ 100. Do you know what that means? Well, let me tell you what it means to me. If I ever deem those 7 going into a bear market, you ain't going to see me owning the NASDAQ 100 or the S&P 500. Simple as that. Of those 7, Apple weak, and that's it right now. Microsoft has been strong, but I think it hit the wall recently. NVIDIA, not a problem. Amazon, well, they just gapped that down. It's going to need to hold the 200-day moving average. We'll call that weak. Meta just gapped to the upside. Broadcom has been ascending quite quietly and nicely. And Google laboring, but not hurting. So I just wanted to let you know, because these numbers, especially the NASDAQ 100, I'm pretty sure this is the biggest number ever. I'm pretty sure this is the biggest number ever. And I believe it's muy importante. We call it concentration. The concentration of the big indices are at record. And it's not even the NASDAQ 100 that gives me the willies. It really is the S&P 500. 7 stocks are 34%. 493 stocks are 66%. That's insanity. So just letting you know, the RSP is the equal weighting. The SPY is the other one. And if you want to know, you ready for the NASDAQ 100? NVIDIA is 14.5, Microsoft is 13.1, Apple is 10.1, Amazon 7.6, Meta 6.4, Broadcom 4.6, and the 2 classes of Google are 7.89. And there you have it. I thought worth mentioning. By the way, AMD is now down $9 in the aftermarket, or 5.5% to 165, and it was down 2.5 today. Supermicro smoked, Upstart smoked. I don't see anything else just yet. Happy days. Up next, news of the day, and whatever else today. This is the one only Investor's Edge. Dun 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 dun. In the news, yeah, there's a lot of admitting going on that Israel has not starved the people of Gaza, that it's been Hamas. That's starting to come out, and the miserable, scummy, slimy, sleazy, corrupt media kind of, sort of being pushed into kind of, sort of reporting it. Boy, do they suck. Not every single one, but most of them. It's stunning. Stunning. You know what SNAP is? It's a supplemental nutrition program to provide food to low-income families. I guess food stamps they used to call it. Is that what I'm pretty sure? The Trump administration is moving that people that are getting SNAP can no longer buy sodas and sweets and what they deem to be unhealthy. Now, the libertarian me say, get your butt out of what I decide to eat. That said, these are taxpayer dollars. Remember, anytime the government gives out anything, it's our money. They don't think it is, but it really is. Anyway, I was thinking about it today, and I think I'm okay with that. I don't know about the soda thing because you can get like the Coke Zero or something like that, but I think, the first thing that these things should be spent on is the healthy food. What do you think? Anybody have an opinion of that? You can email me. I'd like to hear from you. I think that makes somewhat sense. In the news, hey, Don Jr. and Eric Trump are doing a SPAC. They're doing a blind pool blank check company. Feel good about that? It makes me vomit. Let us continue. I do want to let you know that it is being reported that 61% of the NASDAQ companies have reported 27.5% year-over-year earnings per share growth rate. That's what somebody put out. I investigated. I'm not so sure of that number. But I know there's some companies that are really reporting some big stuff. If that was the number, that'd be pretty darn good. I'd say that's pretty darn good. In the news, I'm sure you're reading about Texas and Texas Republicans redistricting to benefit them for the elections going forward. I guess it's called gerrymandering, right? Well, the Democrats are going haywire, going nuts, and they left the state, which I hear is illegal. So the Republicans saying they could be arrested. I don't know how it ended up today. But I just want to let you know I live here in Florida, and Florida Democrats carved out plenty of times trying to carved out, gerrymandered their own little fiefdoms also. So I'm just letting you know the media is portraying this as Republicans bad, but the Democrats wrote the book on it. I just wanted to let you know that, and I don't know how this is going to play out. And by the way, as you know, I can't stand either party. Next in the news, and here's something really interesting. Do you know the Fox weather people? They're really big. I'm a Fox News Channel business contributor. I'm on Fox Business and Fox News whenever they ask. Fox Weather Channel called me, and Saturday morning at 8:30 a.m. I will be doing an interview with them. They actually do Saturday mornings a weather and business segment, and I'm doing it this Saturday. Wow. I don't know if I'm going to be able to talk about cumulus nimbi and cloud formations, but I can certainly talk hurricanes. I told them they can ask whatever they want, but I just want to let you know that's the news of the day. Trump is going to name a new Fed governor, and believe me, there's nothing I am not happy about. Trump going to put in his own he might as well put himself in running the Fed because he's going to put a puppet in there. I am not thrilled with that, and I'm really pissed off at him for firing this woman. You're not the jobs president when you fire somebody arbitrarily for no reason and claim that woman cheated you and rigged the numbers for the employment figures. That's a lie, and it really irritates me. Imagine what this woman's going through today, and imagine, you do know she's getting death threats today, right? She's getting death threats because people are insane. So I really hope the president should hire her back immediately. He doesn't have to say he was wrong, but just hire her back. She did nothing wrong. She was just doing a job. The formula is the formula. Nobody changed the numbers. The president just kind of, sort of, I can't call him a wimp because what he did after he was shot, that's no wimp. But he's, you get my point. So just letting you know, I'm not thrilled. I'm not thrilled at all. I'm not thrilled at all by any of this. And I don't think he would listen to me if I sat down with him. But I seriously can help him big time. I could correct his waywardness. Because he should just concentrate on lower taxes, less regulations, get the hell out of the way, and let us do our thing. So just letting you know, I'm thrilled with a bunch of things he's doing. I'm less than thrilled with other things he's doing. But we're rooting for him, wishing him well, and I can't wait to play his new Scottish golf course. I played his first one, which was amazing. I'm hoping this next summer. You all have a great evening. Drive carefully. I'll be on Varney and Company tomorrow in the 9 o'clock hour. Check that out, Fox Business Network. And when you get home, do like we do. Quite simple. Make sure you hug your family. Make sure you hug your children. They will feel better. You will feel better. I promise. Stay well. Be well. Hey, my son's in Florida visiting me. Have a great one. Peace out, all. Good night.